Hello and welcome to Trish Rock Inspires. I'm your host, Trish Rock, peace coach, best-selling author, and psychic. This podcast is to inspire you and shift your perception so that you can live your best life. This is series 5, and I hope you enjoy the podcasts. Please like, share, and subscribe wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You can connect with me at trishrock.com. Now sit back and enjoy this episode. Hello and welcome to Trish Rock Inspires podcast. This is series 5 and it is episode 6. And we've been going through the 5 steps in my peace process. And today we're looking at step 5. And step 5 is engaging with the power of the new normal. And what does this mean? Well, over the first 4 steps and over the last 4 podcasts, you've learned how to go to a parallel reality and remember who you really are and bring that back and then dissolve all the stories surrounding that with forgiveness and acceptance. Really be aware of any self-sabotage that you have coming up from old memories, ego trying to save you, right? And really being aware of those self-sabotaging patterns. And step 4 is about connecting in with who you are and looking at where your energy might be blocked with this new persona that is now part of you and to the fore, and really having those awarenesses of, what are you thinking, feeling, energetically allowing, as opposed to what you weren't with the old persona. And then we get to step 5, which is engaging in the new normal. Now, this is about creating the physical to match the new persona that you have remembered, that has now integrated into your personality. And often we'll do this the other way around, and this is what I was doing as well, trying to create a new reality and then shift who I was based on that. And it just wasn't working. This way works because you are already who you need to be in that part, in that persona, in that part of your life. You already have become that. And your external reality then shows you what's in alignment with that new persona and what isn't. And it's about really noticing that and setting up or creating or seeing or feeling more of what's in alignment from the new, not what is in your reality from the old. Now, it doesn't mean you have to go through and throw out everything in your house, right? Although a good bit of decluttering always is very refreshing and it's never killed anyone, right? So decluttering is really great. But, from that point of view of the new persona, what feels good in your environment and what doesn't? Because the environment you currently have and your external reality was based on a part of the persona that you've now changed. So, for example, the persona of lack Trish that I held for so long created certain things in my environment that reflected that. But then when I remembered that part of my persona that was abundant Trish, there were things in my environment that felt out of alignment. So those parts that were created from lack, Trish, felt out of alignment. They weren't me anymore. So little things like, I started to collect crystals again. If you're watching the video, you'll see my little one little collection of crystals here. But and I gathered more pot plants because these make me feel abundant. Abundant Trish loves looking at pot plants, loves looking at beautiful things. Lack Trish didn't think she deserved that. So it's those little changes that you can make in your environment, but some of them will be bigger as well, depending on what it is that you are shifting, in what area of your life, and in what way. But step 5 is about really connecting with those new normals. And I have a lot of exercises in the book around this, but it's seeing those new alignments and really noticing them, being aware of them. What doesn't feel right here? Oh yeah, that was from that person, that part of me that didn't feel loved, or that was from that part of me that didn't feel enough. Oh, that was from that part of me that felt insignificant. And it's a real awareness that you get when you start really focusing on the environment. And it's interesting that the environment is last, because as I've said throughout this, these last 5 podcasts, it feels backwards to me, but backwards has worked. So the other part of this, and really seeing and experiencing and having that awareness over your environment, and is it reflecting who I really am now, is about, mastering that change, seeing things around you. What are you talking about in your groups of friends? Some of those won't resonate anymore. That part of your persona might have been used to gossiping with friends, or, bitching about people or whatever. And your new part of your personality is not in alignment with that. So it's about shifting those as well, and just really the awareness of it. It's like, this doesn't feel good to do anymore. It's because that part of your personality, it's just not in alignment anymore. When you go out shopping, or when you're buying things, or even when you're buying food, like, do I deserve that? Or, am I noticing the price, or am I not getting it based on this? And all of those things change when you shift various parts of your personality. So it's about all the awareness of that. And it's really about learning to express this new part of your personality around people, because people around us are used to a certain way. It's like unwritten rules. Yeah. This is why change is so hard for so many people. There's unwritten rules around us, in groups of people, in our families, and our workmates. It's like, right, this is who you are, and we've learned, we've learned the rules of that. And then you change yourself, and there's new rules in place, and it doesn't always gel with other people. And so, you can either choose at that point to not express who you are, but because you've already remembered that part of yourself, it's going to feel very out of alignment. It's going to feel like you've expanded, and then you're making yourself shrink again. So really being supported in that expression of this this new way that you're living is really important. And there's a lot of that in the book that will help you and support you. And it's really having that persistence as well. And many of the exercises throughout this process are ones that you can go back to if you are coming up against people or situations or fear. It's really about fear. If the fear starts to win over, there's really exercises you can go straight to really remember who you are and go immediately back into your mind, into that reality, where this part of you is true, it's happening, it's alive, it's living, it's real. Like, what would that person do in this situation? So really creating those normals. And when you are in that energy and you're speaking, feeling, being, taking action, remembering from that new persona, things in your environment will start to change. They will start to shift. And it's always good to reflect on that a month later, a year later, to really look and go, you know what? I'm living in a totally different environment than I did a year ago. And it feels really in alignment. So that's what step 5 is about. And, once you get to step 5 and you're feeling really integrated into this new part of you that you learned in the other steps, you then know the next one that you want to work on. It's like, now that I'm in alignment here, this part of me now feels out of alignment. Okay, I'm going to do that next. And you keep on doing the 5 steps. Some of them are really super simple, super easy, and you can really make the shift in a week or less, right? Others are a bit harder because you've had the story for so long, and they may take longer, like a few months. But it's really nice to just go with the flow on what the next one is, and just ask yourself, well, what's next? What feels out of alignment now? Now that I've shifted this part, what feels out of alignment now? So go back and revisit the other episodes with the other steps if you need to. So this was about step 5, engaging with the power of the new normal. And it really is an awareness of the alignment you feel to the physical that you're living in. Are you feeling aligned? And if you're not, what are you out of alignment with? Because that then allows you, firstly, to get into alignment with that based on your new persona. And secondly, it allows you the awareness of what you can shift next. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Trish Rock Inspires, and I will see you for the next one. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Trish Rock Inspires. You can connect with me at trishrock.com. See you for the next one.